Previously on board.
But right now it is time to finally get to Gaffie du Toit. Gaffie, ons jammer. Ek is derde dag wat ons jou probeer het.
Ja, luister, daar in Bethlehem is wel in die Perland, maar het is nie so moeilik om ons in die hande te kry.
Ons is jammer daaroor. Sorry about that. First day we had to. It just got chaotic here with all the tributes to Corrie Sanders, and then.
Yes, I can imagine.
But thanks a lot for joining us today, Don.
Bethlehem, ja, ek is deesdae in Bethlehem.
Dit is nie jou waar jy gebore is nie.
Nee, ek is my vrou is hier gebore, maar dis ook nog nie die rede hoekom ek hier bly nie. Ek het begin werk by 'n company so 2,5 jaar terug en toevallig het die besigheid my hier toe gebring, jy weet. So maar dis lekker, dit is interessant. Dis terug in die platteland en ek kom van die platteland, so ek geniet dit, jy weet. Dit is 'n bietjie van 'n aanpassing geweest nadat ou nou oral in groot stede was met die rugby en beweeg het, oorsee gegaan het en so aan, weet, maar dis 'n lekker plek vir my se kinders, weet, dus die kinders geniet dit baie, dis relatief veilig nog en alles, so, en is goeie skole, en Bethlehem self is half so die hub van die Oos-Vrystaat, weet, so, dis allemaal 'n mall, ons kry eendag 'n nuwe mall, so dis nie so ver.
Dis lekker. Dis lekker. Ja, dit is soos plek soos Harties ook, nie so groot nie, maar hulle 3 malls binne 1 kilometer van mekaar.
Ja, soiets.
Maar Kersfees moet lekker daar wees, so jy kan 'n hele Springbokspan daar in daai dorpie kry.
Ja, nee, ons is 'n klomp manne hier in die omgewing en wat nogal weet is ek het Dani Kutsie Tokolos wat al die bulle hakke gespeel het. Hy het baie weird, ek en hy het ons het eendag saam in Bethlehem so 2 jaar terug te speel ons op 'n golfdag hier en toe's hy ook die dag daar en hy sê van ja, hy het nou van Engeland af van sy paal boer so eentjie die dorp uit. En hy sê van ja, hy bly nou in Bethlehem, hy gaan nou bly en nou langs so 'n rekord te maak, het hy toevallig in dieselfde straat reg langs my het hy toe huis gekoop en ons het nie eens geweet van mekaar nie en hy het van Londen afgekom in Engeland, ek het van Frankryk afgekom en het ons elkeen 'n huis kom koop in Bethlehem van alle plekke reg langs mekaar. So ja, en hy het drie kinders, ek het 'n klomp kinders, ons is hele lekker spul hier by mekaar.
Dit is nou groot maat.
Yes, ja nee, ons moet maar wees jong. Ek is wel 'n blou bil so sukkel maar ek sou hom vergewe. Ons kan hom oorweg.
Is jy nog steeds 'n shark?
Ja, daar en ek dink my vrou is nou 'n groter shark as ek. Ek het nie weet wat ek moet doen nie. Ek is maar so net tussen. Ek is maar 'n bietjie draadsitter. So tussen die WP en die Sharks op die stadion, maar dan het ek nog maar 'n sagte plekkie vir die gekwas ook, jy weet. So ja.
Ja, nee, dis waar dit alles begin het. Ja,
nee, ek kan mos nou nie die wortels, jy weet mos nou daar wat van afkom. Jy moet mos maar onthou van die dinge. So ja. Nee, ek is maar nog altyd die vir die manne.
En daar's goeie dinge wat daar gebeur. Hulle het nog steeds daai klein probleempie van jy weet, en ek dink daai veld is nou weer terug by die 1980s. Hy's so hard met sonnegras. Maar hulle het nog steeds daai probleem by die huis is hulle gevaarlik. Hulle kan enigiemand klop, maar hulle sukkel nog steeds om so 'n bietjie te reis.
Ja, nee, dis mos maar altyd daai probleem gewees en ek wil maar net so jy praat van die 1980s en van die veld is so hard, ek het al nou die dag vir ou gevra ek wonder of ek in ons dae is dit mos maar so hard as moontlik gemaak vir die ouens, selfs aan die marker wat sy bes probeer om as die manne in die hotel kom bly daar, Kimberley is nie so groot nie, maar om een van die rede die bus ook altyd verdwaal met die span op pad na die veld toe. So ek dink ek weet of hulle dieselfde triks nog uithaal daar wat op markies met die manne uitgehaal het, maar ja, dit is maar daai siekte ongelukkig dat hulle nog hier in die einde baie keer platval en nie ding deurtrek. Maar ek moet sê hulle het goed gedoen en ek in die laaste maand se games om die Sharks en obviously die Lions en die manne almal te gewen het, en die bulle natuurlik, maar ja, die WP daaronder in die Kaap was eintlik teleurstellend, weet ek het nie gedink hulle sal so ver verloor daar toe nie. Ja, maar as jy daar in Kimberley speel 2 weke na mekaar, dan Kaapstad met daai sagte veld moet gaan speel. Dis 'n ander ding. Ek skielik kan jy meer dink as wat jy moet dink op die veld, weet, omdat daar te veel suurstof is daaronder vir die ouens. Ons was so gesukkel daar.
Ja. En
vanaf Heineke afskiet. Ek dink Heineke is 'n goeie coach in die sin dat hy weet wat hy doen, hy weet wat hy wil hê en wat hy wil bereik eendag, jy weet. En ek dink die ouens is maar oorhaastig. Obviously gaan daar baie meer druk van wees omdat hy die bokke nou afrig, nie net met die bulle nie, maar as jy gaan kyk sy rekord, hy is die beste afrigter wat ons het wat sy rekord betref en ek dink hy's op die regte plek. Ek sal net wil sien dat hy nie voorspelbaar gaan begin raak soos die bulle in 'n mate was op die stadion nie, maar en nog steeds dalk is nie, maar weet dat hy dalk daai ding net gaan regkry, maar ek dink ons moet hom steeds 'n kans gee. Ek dink dit gaan steeds moeilik wees in die begin met as baie ouens wat weg is, weet die Matfields en die Bakkies is in die Job Forries en weet daai ouens is in Florida Press, dis 'n kern van die span wat nou nie meer daar is nie en hy moet iets gaan bou nou het. Soos hy gemaak het met die bulle, maar hy was suksesvol. So ek dink ons het hom net 'n kans gee.
Ja, toe ons nou met Karel Du Plessis gepraat het, ek net gedink daar's twee soort daar's twee dinge wat 'n coach as hy begin met die Springbokke, daar's of vat hy 'n span wat al reeds established is soos wat Pieter gekry het en jy weet daar was ander coaches wat spanne so gekry het en dan kry jy 'n coach wat begin saam met 'n nuwe span waar al die ander spelers weggegaan het en dis waar Henneke is.
Ja, nou wel ek dink die voordeel daarin vir hom is die nadeel is hy sukkel nou, maar ek dink die voordeel is dat almal in mate weet dit ook, jy weet, en verstaan dit. Of meeste mense wat hulle rugby ken sal dit in elk geval verstaan. Waar as 'n ou soos Pieter de Villiers wat miskien 'n goeie span oorvat by 'n ander ou, jy weet jy gaan nooit eintlik weet of hy regtig 'n goeie coach was nie want hy het eintlik 'n goeie span geërf, jy weet. So jy moet eintlik wag tot hy eintlik deur die fase gaan waar hy klomp nuwe ouens het om te kyk wat hy eintlik werd is eintlik, weet, en of hy 'n goeie coach is, en hy het nie eintlik daai geleentheid gehad nie. So ek dink regtig nie ons is op 'n slegte plek met ons rugby nie. Ons sal altyd die goeie spelers hê. Ek dink dis maar 'n beginfase en die ouens moet net 'n bietjie rustig word, dit sal goed gaan.
And as you've been saying, that's exactly what guys who've played for the Springboks, been part of the setup, who've been there from a coaching or playing point of view, they've all sung off the same hymn sheet. They've said exactly the same thing. So I think you want to take a deep breath and just let them go for it. We can't win the championship anymore, so let's just enjoy these two games, and we could damn well win them, both of them.
Yeah, no, for sure. Now, one thing, Darren, I truly believe. I don't know Heineke as a coach. I've never been under him, but one thing I can imagine is this guy. He knows how to work with players, so he won't just. The Oaks obviously asked me a couple of questions regarding that test down in Dunedin the other day, and with Goosen maybe coming up and so on. And one thing he won't do is he won't just put a guy in and then throw him out the week later. He knows what he wants. He knows what he's got in a player, and I really believe that even though a lot of people barked about it, the fact me also, I thought no, Goosen should play, but I mean he's clever enough to know that he knows what he's got in the guy. He's not going to just throw him in and then 2 days later throw him out again and opens on the sideline for the rest of his career. So that's one thing I think I would appreciate from him. That he won't do that kind of thing. So and that's one thing we need to also appreciate from him, that he's going to look after the players. He knows how to work with players, and I think all the Bulls players can comment on that and say, listen, that's exactly what he is. So we don't have to worry about that at least.
Yeah. Up and under on Twitter, by the way, obviously just tuned in now. We're talking to Gaffie du Toit. Hy's in Bethlehem op die oomblik en ek dink Frans Steyn en sy gesin ook van Bethlehem af.
Yes.
En daar's just by coincidence, maar ek wil net vra, hoe lank was die langste skepskop wat jy daar in Kimberley geskop het? Was dit van jou 25 af?
Ja, ek dink dit was net so die kant van net ek dink om Bushie het vir my gesê dit was omtrent so 2-3 binne my 25 geweest en om Bushie jok nie, hy praat altyd die waarheid.
Nee, ek het die ding gesien, maar ek kan nie onthou van waar of dit was. Ek het dit op TV gesien.
Nee, I think it was about 2-3 meters inside my own 10 meters or something it was.
Oh, okay, not 22.
Yeah, not 22. No, I don't think, to be honest, I don't think 22 is pushing it a little bit. Even Frans Steyn, I know Frans can kick a freaking ball, but I don't think from his own 22.
Ja, nee, ek wou net weet wie die langste skepskop al geslaan, was dit jy of Frans?
Ja, nee, ek weet nie. Ek dink of Frans is dalk ek sal maar die goeie ou wees en sê ek dink Frans, want ek het al saam met ou Frans geloop. Hy's 'n groot seun. Hy's 'n groot mannetjie. Ek dink hy's 'n bietjie sterker in sy bene en goed, en ek dink hy's nog so ver maar die man wat die bal die verste kan skop van ons lot.
Ja. Ja nee, ek dink hy het een monster daar in Frankryk geskop. Vir Racing Metro wat op YouTube was.
Ja, dis 'n huge one.
Ek dink dit was halfpad tussen sy 25 of 22 in die 10 meter lyn. Ja. Is lekker om met jou te gesels. Ek kan onthou toe jy Springbok was en toe jy gespeel het. Ek dink ek kan nie onthou of ek al ooit vir jou interview gedoen het nie, maar die mense gesê jy Gaffie's baie shy.
Ek was maar shy ookie man, ek is maar hier van die platteland af gewees. Ons is maar altyd bang vir alles wat te veel vroumense om ons gekom het, ons is almal skaam geraak.
I'm sorry we didn't interview because it's thoroughly enjoyable talking to you, man, and really lekker. So Johnny sê vir my elke dag nou van 2 dae, 3 dae gelede, jy moet uitvind wat Gaffie doen. So wat doen jy? Boer jy nou daar?
Nee.
Wat doen jy?
Nee, ek het so 2,5 jaar terug, toe ek terugkom van Frankryk af, toe ontmoet ek toe daar by SED was. Toe het ek so toevallig 'n ou ontmoet wat in die verpakking is, in packaging, and more specifically in the bags we manufacture for dog food, fertilizer, animal feeds. You know, it's a polypropylene bag that we actually manufacture. The factories is down in King Williamstown. And then the reason I'm actually living here is I'm basically the sales manager from the east for the Northern Cape and Free State area. You know, so we're 3 guys running the business. Our owner is currently living in India because he's working there. But then we got 3 guys here. That one guy up in Gauteng in Northern Province, me in the central areas, and another guy down in the Eastern Cape area. You know, and then we just basically. In my area specifically, I approach a lot of these the co-ops, you know, and, because they use, you know, or the moles where they use these things, or you know, animal feeds in the farming communities. You know, they use these kind of, you know, products to put their stuff inside. You know, so and we manufacture physically those bags and we just supply that. We don't put anything inside of it. We just supply the bag. We manufacture the bags and we supply to them.
It's one of those jobs where people always ask, I wonder who makes these things. There's always, you know, someone's got to make these things. That now we know. So is it also like in your dog food bags that you get at the shop? So you make those?
Exactly.
The ones you can't tear?
Yes, exactly. Those are the ones we make, yeah.
So there was no, somebody mentioned a B&B, Gaffie. There's no B&B involvement.
Yeah, no, I've got a just close by. And a couple of years ago, I actually bought it's an old sandstone building, because my wife's from this area and I used to come here often. I used to love this, especially with this Golden Gate area. There's got sandstone mountains and so on. And all these old houses were made of those sandstone buildings. So I always said one day if I can, I want to buy, you know. So luckily I bought one when I was still earning some rugby money, because now it wouldn't be possible. So I bought one of these old places, renovated it, and it's now, you know, sitting as a guest house. So that's on the sideline, just something small doing, you know.
And do the schools there, Gaffie, do they ask you to come and help out with a bit of coaching now and again?
Yes, no, for sure. You know, it's I actually, when I came here, I said, listen, I just want to take a break, you know. And there's one day this guy in the bank told me, listen, your name is Gaffie du Toit. If you don't get involved somewhere, people's going to think you're crazy, man. I can't just go sit. I mean, and this is a small town. I mean, you wanna make a living here, so you better help our kids here. So otherwise, you don't support your business. So I quite clearly stated when I came here, you know. So what I did is, you know, I just slowly but surely, you know, there's very good schools here. There's basically the 2 or 3 primary schools, and then 2 very good high schools, Voortrekker and Witteberg, and my wife's from Voortrekker, used to be an old what do you call a head lady from the school. So I didn't really have a choice in what school I'm going to help. You know, I was just shown the road. This is the school you're going to help. So I got involved with one school at Voortrekker a little bit, but I mean, just on a consulting basis. You know, I don't really have time to be there the whole day or every day of the week. You know, so every now and then when I'm here, I'll just pop in and we'll do a couple of things, so I'll just help out. So they got their own coaches. I'm just consulting and assisting every now and then, but I do enjoy it. You know, I really enjoy doing it.
Yeah, I'm sure they're very happy to have you around there as well. Awesome.
Yeah, no.
And how often do you get up to Clarence?
No, quite often, huh?
What a place, eh?
I'm actually going there this weekend again. So I did a 4x4 trip there last weekend. That's actually very beautiful. I mean, it's in that Golden Gate Mountains.
It's beautiful.
So we had a fundraising there for a church, and then so we all went there with about 25 4x4s, and they took us through those mountains. It was absolutely beautiful. I didn't even know, realize how beautiful it is. So you go into that, they call it the Kwakwa, or the Golden Gate Nature Reserve, and there's wildlife and there's everything, So it's an absolutely beautiful place to go to, and the scenery was absolutely magnificent, So yeah, I try to go there as often as possible. As the closest possible place to Cape Town I can go, because otherwise there's no mountains around there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now, I was tempted actually when all the snow was coming down a month or so ago, or 2 months ago. It must have snowed all over that place. I wanted to take my wife, get in the car and head down to Clarence. I love that place. I absolutely love it.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. If you really want to go to a quiet place, that's where, I'm doing a little bit of advertising for my own guest house here. But it's Roosendaal. I don't know if you heard of Roosendaal. It's also a small town close by. And but if you really want to do nothing, that's where you go. You just go there, and you park off there. There's you play tennis. There's a tennis court. The farmers in the community, they still go there every single Saturday, and they play their tennis, and then they have their braai and their barbecue and whatever afterwards, and they watch the rugby, and that's like a tradition they have there. But otherwise, it's a small town. There's only one tar road, and that's how Clarence used to be like 20 years ago. And Roosendaal will never become like that. But I mean, the people living there doesn't want it to become like that. But there's a whole lot of like art people or people like from cities go there often. Just to relax and do nothing.
How far is it from Clarence, Gaffie?
It's about it's about 100. You go from.
You go through Golden Gate Reserve itself, don't you?
No. You don't. You actually don't. You come to. You go past. I don't know which side you go past, but actually you go to. You know where Senekal is?
Yeah.
Senekal, Bethlehem. Instead of going from Senekal straight to Bethlehem, then to Clarence, just on your way from Senekal to Bethlehem, you turn right. On your way to Ficksburg. A lot of people go into the Cherry Festival.
Cherry Farm,
They would actually stay in Roosendaal to see, because it's on your way to Ficksburg. You got Roosendaal also there. So Roosendaal's actually, since about I think a year ago, 2 years ago, it's now a satellite town for Ficksburg Cherry Festival. So there's also a whole lot of stuff happening there over the Ficksburg, the Cherry Festival.
That part of the world where Ian, myself, and Sasha and a few other people, I don't know if Sasha was there, but Ian, myself, and a few other people spent the Millennium. We saw the Millennium Inn right there at the Cherry Farm in that part of the world.
Beautiful part of the world.
One of the most beautiful parts of our country, and you're very fortunate to be living there, working there, still involved in rugby. And Gaffie, it's been really lekker talking to you.
Nou, baie dankie man. Dit is baie gaaf om julle manne te praat. Baie dankie dat julle my gebel het. Ek kyk nog die dinge uit. Dit is lekker om 'n klomp stront te praat saam met almal, maar nou kan ek net so wat kritiek gee soos die ander manne.
Daar sê. Alles van die beste, Gaffie. Thanks, buddy. Cheers. Bye. There we go. Gaffie du Toit joining us from.
Such a different life there.
2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Mondays to Fridays live on balls.co.za. Balls.co.za.